Good morning, everybody. I hope you slept well. I'm not sure if it's the Ascensions or whatever, but just not feeling the greatest. But we gonna power through it. I work at my second job today, so I had quite a bit come to me though that I wanted to discuss. I did indeed. I think it's comical that pretty much all we're seeing from TPUSA is damage control. And then when they had JD Vance come out, straight damage control. That's all that is. It's crazy to me how we live in a world where you can do such a heinous act, take someone's life in broad daylight across the world stage and film it and put it out for everybody to see. And then the investigation just gets swept under the rug. No big deal. They say they have the guy, but that's not the guy that did it. That's clear as day. The evidence says otherwise. But this day and age, evidence just doesn't matter. If they say so, then that is that, and we're done here. We got nothing to see. And that's exactly how it is in my world. Because they say so, it must be so. And it's just like, it's crazy to me. I saw this one TikTok video where this guy's like, I'm done. This is not a fun ride. I'm ready to get off this ride. The Trump ride, I'm done. I think a lot of people will probably agree with that. We're over it. Can we get off this roller coaster, please? Let us out. It's crazy. The news is on right now. Of course, all they're doing is blaming it on the Dems. And it's no, it's not just the Dems. It's both of y'all. Get it together. It's both of y'all. Quit with the madness. Quit blaming it on each other and just fix the problem. It's simple. Simplistic. It's not one side. It's not the other side. It's both of y'all. Both of y'all are implicated. Both of y'all are not working towards the greater good of humanity. And so here we are. It landed us here. That is the truth. And it's crap. I also find it odd that you see all these, whether it's podcasts, these speakers, whether it's TPUSA, all this stuff that they're talking about. They're not talking about anything in reference to substance, and rather in reference to building a connection with God, building a relationship with God and the Holy Spirit, and recognizing what Jesus Christ did on the cross, but also building a relationship within yourself so you can build the fortitude to make it through this Hunger Games of a life that they've created for us. They don't talk about that. I don't know why they don't talk about that. Are they not aware of the struggles that the general public faces on a daily basis when it comes to food and paying their bills and working so many jobs to take care of their babies? Are they just unaware of these numbers? Or are they just turning a blind eye? Or are they intentionally setting this up so people take bad routes, so people start fighting each other, so crime starts happening more? You have to ask yourself these things. Why? Why aren't they talking about this? Not one of them. I do see some Democrats flying out there now talking about it. I will say that. And I do see some Republicans talk about it. But nobody on the main street media. Of course not. It's all bought, paid for. They fly out what they want to fly out. They say what they're told to say. And that's that. And 99% of it doesn't even have facts. And we're just supposed to sit back, take it, love it, and keep on moving. And it just gets old. Are you done with damage control? If everybody in Charlie's life is choosing not to investigate the true crime, then everybody is a part of it. That is 1 + 1 = 2. 2. All right. And that's the same scenario with me. I'm comparing and contrasting both. Every single person in my life, physically in my life, chooses not to fight for me. chooses not to speak up when they know the truth. They know the truth. I know the truth. But nobody speaks up. No one. Why? Because they're a part of it. Same thing with freaking Charlie. The only people that have stepped up and stood by me in reference to fighting and helping me are people I've never even met in my life, that I've met on TikTok or other social media platforms. Not anybody in my physical realm. Isn't that crazy? That's how deep it is. Deep it is. You know, when people choose to not fight for you, that they're a part of the problem. You know, and you have to get to a place in your life where you recognize that too. If you have people in your life going against you and creating chaos intentionally, then you got to figure out, why do you have these people in your life? I had to figure that out too. And so now I'm the villain, which is fine. I'll be the villain. I'm sorry that, your little plan, your little plot didn't work. I hate that for you. Maybe we could have figured something out if you had just let me in on it. Why you decided to target me my entire life. Something about me fluffers you. What? What exactly about me fluffers you when you don't even know me? All you know is what so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so said, and basing it off of how I look, how I operate. So all of those things are enough for people to go against you, I guess, in this day and age. And heaven forbid you be a free thinker. Heaven forbid, you cannot be a free thinker. That is a bad idea. You don't want to be a free thinker, and you dang sure don't want to speak on it. Those are bad ideas. But at the end, on the other side of the coin, they like that I speak on it. Why? Because there's those that steal from my content and then make a lot of money off of it. Because there's those too. So really, do you not like that I'm speaking, or do you like that I'm speaking? Which is it? Which is it? Let me know. I'd say you do. I think you're, of course, like everything, playing both sides of the coin. That's what y'all are good at. That's what y'all are good at. Anything to help your future movement. Anything to help your pockets grow bigger. Anything to hide your dirty deeds at all costs. They will do the most. Be prepared for that. Like I said, there is a line being drawn, and it's good versus evil. It's good versus evil. And you just have to be very, very mindful with the things that they're spoon feeding you on the news. How do you hear God if you can't silence your thoughts or quiet your day-to-day actions? That's true. How do you hear God if you can't silence your thoughts? It's very easy for me to hear God because I can silence my thoughts. I used to not be able to do that. I used to not be able to do that at all. And now I can silence my thoughts in a jiffy. And so because I can silence my thoughts, I can hear God's voice. I can hear his words of encouragement. I can hear his direction. I can hear his wisdom, and I can hear his knowledge. Fundraisers and true character in the dark. I think that's so comical. There's different fundraisers and stuff like that. Like, I've been to fundraisers before in my past. The Yuppity fundraisers and all that stuff, the wine events, the auctions, and, they do say they go for a good cause. Obviously they do, but I think it's comical that so often enough, these fundraisers take place and we have no idea where that money goes. We have no idea where that money goes, but I will tell you this. If you take a look around at these fundraisers, if you've ever been graciously invited or gone to them, take a look around and see the caliber of people that you're sitting with. It's a lot of people with a lot of money. It's a lot of people with a lot of money, and it's the easy way to launder money and funnel money and get off tax deductions. That's all it is. That's all the name of the game. If there's a will, there's a way, and they're going to figure it out. And I'm not saying all fundraisers are like that, but I just think it's comical that people go to fundraisers and claim to be very good people and donate money, but in the dark, they're doing very evil things to innocent people. So how can you consider yourself worthy enough to walk into a nonprofit fundraiser while you're doing very evil things, hurting people, setting people up, doing the most, targeting them, gang stalking them? Make it make sense. Where in your conscience should you, are you able to do that? I'm asking for a friend. Let me know. Let's see here. When you only have your money to stand on, what really do you have to stand on? Character